Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. 3, 2. What is up? Welcome back to Fourth and Forever. We got a bit of a sub in here today. My boy Kenny Freeze, the big fella. What is up, big fella?
Not too much, man. Excited to be talking some NFL football.
Let's talk some football. So Kenny and I have always done college basketball together, so it's a bit of a change for us. Kenny, Vikings fan. I'm obviously have my Bengals application and all whatever insert correct word here. Kenny, I feel like this is that time of the year we've been through 4 weeks of football where we kind of start to get to know who teams are. Like if you were
Right.
a fraud week 1, week 2, you're no longer hiding under the radar anymore. We know who teams are. And you know
Yeah.
who I also know? The Giants, the New York Football Giants, Mark's team are bringing back what I like to call cool white guys. I feel like we haven't had cool white guys in football in a long time, and they've got
Yeah.
two of them.
Yeah. We got Mike Alstott reincarnated here with
Exactly. We just need
Scatterboo.
the
He's
big neck roll up, and we're good to go.
right. Yeah. No, he's that storyline's been incredible. And you got to think that today seems like he's odds on favorite for rookie of the year.
It's
Scatterboo.
got to be, and he's also one of the most fun players in football to watch. I've
Yeah.
heard it as the fun CTE.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, the thing about him, and I said this a lot about Baker Mayfield when he came into the league, was he's just a he's just a guy that loves football and he loves to win. You know, when Baker came into the league with the Browns and Browns fans were all over him and that organization, they just chew quarterbacks up and spit them out. But you could tell that he was a guy that just loved football and he was a good football player. Maybe not the best quarterback, but he's a hell of a football player.
Oh, big time. You just see Cam Scatterboo, football player.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
He's a football guy. And if you're a Giants fan, you got to be hyped because it was like week 1, 2, 3. It's like Russ is a mess. Other than
Yeah.
the Cowboys, who are like the worst defense I've ever seen in my entire life. And now you got a good young quarterback, Cam. I don't know how long Cam lasts in the NFL playing like that,
Yeah,
but it's
right.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's. I mean, it is a lot of fun to watch, and I'm not I don't watch a lot of Giants football. It's
That
not
makes two
really
of
in
us.
my. It's not really
Yeah.
in my list of things. But now it is. When he's playing, I'm like, all right, let's go see what this crazy dude's doing.
Kenny, what are you doing when the Vikings are playing? Like, this is one thing that we talked about on our first episode. Like, are you a red zone guy? Do you have multiple TVs going on? What's your setup looking like?
So we every single Sunday between my house, my parents' house, my buddy's house, and one of my sister's houses. We all live pretty close to each other. We have, it's that Sunday. We're all going over to their house and we watch the Vikings games. Are like that's priority number one.
They normally play at
Browns.
4, I feel like.
No, they play. I mean, they get a lot of 1 o'clock games.
Okay, they do.
Yeah, but the so we go Vikings 1A, Browns 1B because all of my buddies are Browns fans, so they're all over there. And then after that, generally we have 2 or 3 TVs going. We got the split screen or the multicast on YouTube TV on one of the screens, and then 2 of the TVs will have a main game on.
Hell yeah. I love that because I feel like no two people's setup is the same.
No, absolutely not. I mean, if it was up to my dad, he would just have 7 TVs and they would all
Yeah.
have the different things. But no, the multicast makes our lives a lot easier, so we're not skipping back and forth between games. But in general, with the Vikings and the Browns, for the most part, we're able to split those games up. I think like last season or 2 seasons ago, it was like every single time the Browns played at 1, the Vikings were playing at 4 or a night game. And every time, or on Thursday Night Football, and then every time the Vikings were playing at 1, the Browns were in a different spot. So it worked out well, but it doesn't always work like that.
No, it doesn't. But one thing I do love, and Kenny and I also play in the same guillotine league, which is now my
Yeah,
new favorite form of fantasy. It's
yeah,
freaking awesome. So Kenny, I'm associated with the Bengals. Unfortunately, I'm not a Bengals fan anymore. But you're a huge Vikings fan, and I
yeah,
feel like both franchises are in similar places. I thought it'd be fun if we played GM hat for the Bengals and the Vikings. If you don't mind, let's start with the Bengals. I
yeah.
want to hear from your perspective. What do you do? Because you currently have Jake Browning. You start off 2-0. You were still in first place at 2-1 in the AFC North, which is kind of a mess,
Yeah.
honestly, which I didn't see coming. And now they're an absolute disaster. They've got nothing going on offense for 2 straight weeks. Jake Browning's a disaster. What do you do?
I mean, and we were talking this a little bit before we started recording here, but the problem is, for the most part, when you have a bad quarterback, or let's say an average quarterback, whatever, your defense has to be the thing that hides them.
Yeah.
And they don't have that. I mean, you watch I mean, obviously, I watched the Vikings Bengals game very closely, but
Yeah.
the you know, that like
Probably the
that
best game
game.
of your life.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's incredible that I was talking to my dad. I think I can probably count on one hand the amount of times that I've watched the Vikings run away with a game and there's been no stress.
None.
That was
Yeah,
very, very odd for me
those
on
are the
that Sunday.
best. Yeah.
But no, but I just feel like their defense isn't good enough to protect the fact that they don't have, you know, an elite quarterback anymore. And you know, the offensive line obviously not great. It's I think that if they're going to do anything, they got to go out and try and find a guy that's going to be their band-aid for this year at quarterback. But I mean, it's slim pickings, man. Like we were talking about Russell Wilson,
Yeah.
maybe
Who do
Jameis
you go
Winston.
get?
Jameis Winston, I think would be incredible in that spot, just because number one, like he's a glue guy. He's a good locker room guy. He can really galvanize a fan base behind him.
Yeah.
He might throw for 25, 30 touchdowns, but he's also going to throw 25, 30 interceptions. So, you know, he's going to be that feast or famine guy. But, you know, that's got to be better than just sitting there and watching them score 13 points in 2 weeks. So I think that you either have to say, we're just going to wait until Joe's back next year and we're just going to kind of get through this, or you got to go out and get a quarterback. And I don't think that Bengals fans are going to be happy with them saying, well, let's just see what happens in 2026.
Yeah, it's going to be a disaster really fast. I feel like we saw Zach Brown, not Zach Brown. We saw a head coach say today, like, you know, we've exhausted all our quarterback options, which I do not believe. And just saying, like, you know what, let's see what happens. You know, we feel confident in our game plan. Based on what?
Yeah.
You've done nothing for 2 straight weeks, just 3 and out, 3 and out. And yeah, I'm with you, man. I think it's Jameis is like and I don't know how realistic that is. You know?
Yeah, right.
But that's got to be the option because you're gonna have fun. But honestly, if I'm a Bengals GM, low key, I want a good draft pick. You know, but I also can't lose the fan base in the process. I feel like Jameis gives you both.
And I think that this kind of points to a bigger issue in the NFL as a whole is the salary cap is not going up fast enough to deal with how much you have to pay a quarterback.
Oh,
and
true.
Joe Burrow, top 1 or 2 quarterbacks, top 1 to 3 quarterbacks in the league right now when he's healthy. He deserves every penny that he makes.
Yep.
But when this happens, you're now putting together a team at 75% of the salary cap of everybody else because he's just on the sideline. Like you have zero chance to compete when you have to pay a quarterback $40+ million. And then on top of that, they got Jamar Chase. Like it's just I feel like the salary cap and the amount of money that these guys are making and what the price is for, you know, a QB 1 to 5, a wide receiver 1 to 5. It's just making it so much more difficult to put together a complete team. And when one of those guys goes down, you're in shambles.
It's like Outback Steakhouse running out of steaks. It's like this is what the whole restaurant's. We got other stuff, but this is what the whole restaurant's built around. We're out of luck here.
We got a real good pork chop, but that's not what you came for.
It's a steakhouse. It's all built around Joe Burrow, so it's a tough situation. But this fan base is pissed. I mean, the Reds aren't helping the situation, but we don't need to get local here. But what about your Vikings? I feel like the Bengals and Vikings kind of similar situations as franchises to some degree. What are we doing here? Like what? So
I think that the Vikings are. You look at a guy like JJ McCarthy who comes into the NFL as a rookie quarterback, and I would be willing to say, without doing too much research on it, that he probably comes into maybe the best situation that you could come into as a rookie quarterback that is being asked to start. Obviously, he got injured last year and shut that down. I don't know if he was going to start last year anyway, because I think Sam Darnold was doing really well in the offseason and, you know, their preseason camps and all that stuff. I think that he would have been at least fighting for the job anyway. But as far as like a system that you're coming into, O'Connell is maybe the best quarterback coach in the league. He's got an incredible staff behind him. Defense has always been a crux for the Vikings. And Brian Flores is just like the fact that he's not a head coach somewhere and the Vikings have been able to keep him. Obviously, there's extenuating circumstances there, but the fact that they've been able to keep him, like he's one of the best defensive minds in the league right now. O'Connell's really good with quarterbacks, and everybody's calling him the quarterback whisperer. Like
you guys
he's
haven't missed
very
that
good.
quarterback, and it seems like with not horrible talents, but not great talents either.
Well, and I was actually like never would be excited for somebody to get injured, obviously, because I think that JJ still has a good future in the league, and that remains to be seen, and we'll see in the next couple of years. I think he's gonna get his chance, and he could get his chance again in 2 weeks. I don't know, but Carson Wentz just brings that that level of experience. Going to a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Obviously wasn't playing, but he got them to where they needed to be for Foles to come in and finish the job for him.
Yeah.
But I think just having that experience in the locker room with JJ McCarthy was incredible. And then the biggest problem that the Vikings have right now is they can't keep their offensive line healthy. I mean, Christian Darrisaw is the top 3 left tackle in the league, and now he finally comes back, and now we're missing our center, right tackle, and our right guard. Like, you just can't. I mean, you're not going to be able to do well in the NFL when you're playing against these edge rushers that are getting better and better and more athletic and bigger and stronger.
Brutal.
You're not going to be able to do that with guys that are second and third on your depth chart, especially at your tackle positions.
Yeah, and it's just kind of crazy too, because obviously I think I agree with you. Carson Wentz is a better quarterback today. He's no one's franchise's quarterback. But it's like with last year you go 15-2, right?
Yeah.
Why do you blow that up?
Are you saying getting rid of Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
I think
I don't think an immense amount of confidence in JJ, I feel like.
Right. I mean, I think that what they were looking at from that standpoint is you have McCarthy on a rookie deal, and you're going to have to pay Sam Darnold $40 million. Like, if they could have gotten Sam Darnold at a discount, I think it would have been a different story. But they weren't going to get him at a discount, and I'm never going to be mad at somebody for going out and getting a bag like that. Like, of course, like
paying Sam Darnold $40 million feels weird.
That's tough. I mean, you look at the Falcons. Yeah. They paid Kirk Cousins $45 million.
They're
like
screwed.
The Vikings weren't even going to get close to that, and I wouldn't have wanted them to. So I think that like quarterback is one of those positions that JJ McCarthy, for the Vikings to be a very good team this year, he just needs to manage a game. Don't turn the ball over. Don't take any of these terrible sacks where you're losing. Losing 5-10 yards, the intentional groundings, like intentional grounding basically lost the game for the Vikings at the end against the Steelers last week. They go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 26. They get a big play and they go down and spike the ball on 3rd down. And now all of a sudden you're fighting with 14 seconds to get the ball 20 yards for a field goal with, I think, no timeouts. So it's like, you just can't make those like game ending mistakes. I mean, the Vikings, they put themselves in a bad spot the entire game, but they had a legitimate chance to win with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, and I feel like the Vikings at least have hope. Like the Bengals are cooked this season.
Yeah,
the Vikings are still going to compete.
If they can get their
what's your outlook going forward this season?
It really depends on the injuries. That's the big thing. I mean, you finally get Addison back. Obviously Justin Jefferson's Justin Jefferson. He's going to catch the ball from whoever throws it to him. Carson Wentz threw for 350 and 2 touchdowns. Like, he can move the ball. There's a lot. The Vikings have so many weapons. I mean, Jordan Mason, TJ Hawkinson, JJ. Jordan Addison. They have so much around whoever's playing quarterback there. They just need somebody to protect them.
Yeah, no question. And going to more purple quarterbacks, I went into the season saying it's a huge season for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And I would say up until now, injury included, and the season up until now included, it's been damn near worst case scenario. Obviously, with the injury, it's worst case scenario. But even before that, he wasn't really playing very well. Like,
dude, the Ravens and the Chiefs playing 1-3, both 1-3. Like,
a mess.
There's that bet before the season. Like, can you imagine how much money you would have made if you would have bet that they were going to go they were going to have 1 win in their first 4 games, both teams?
It's impossible. So bad. And I'm not panicked on Kansas City, but I'm panicked on Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Baltimore's in a spot where, he's had his career up to this point. Like, nobody can argue with the numbers, right? Yeah. Like, he's been really good. But, the thing for me is like you look at a guy like Kirk Cousins when he was in Minnesota. He was always like a fantasy top 5 quarterback. He's putting up
Amazing.
400 yards passing games. And for some reason, Kirk Cousins gets that label of like, he can't do it in the big games. He can't do it in the playoffs. But I don't hear people talking about that nationally like they do for Lamar Jackson.
There's so many Lamar apologists.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Right. Well, and the thing is like, yeah, I mean, the thing is Lamar can beat your entire offense, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the problem with that is when he goes down, then your entire offense is gone.
Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's an interesting, it's going to be an interesting few weeks here to see how they handle it and how his injury progresses. But I don't think that, I mean, let's be honest and say that Derrick Henry's fumbles against Buffalo and man, who was it that they just lost to? I can't even think about it right now.
Did he have fumble problems again?
He fumbled the ball 3 times in the first 3 games, and against the Bills, it was, I mean, absolutely huge. You're literally putting the game away, and he fumbles. And I can't remember who they lost to in week 3. It's getting away from me right now. But he had another big fumble that kind of let them back into the game. It was Detroit.
Okay, that's right.
That game was another one that's just like, dude, you can put the game away. And Derrick Henry, man, like, people were talking about him in fantasy and he's putting up good numbers. And before the season, people were asking me if I would draft him. And I was like, dude, he's getting to that age where you don't draft him as a running back anymore. And I don't know if it's his age. I don't know what it is. He's still super athletic. He's still one of the best in the league, but it's just like, it's something about that when running backs start to get older, their production just starts to get weird. And in this season, it's been the fumble problems. And I don't know if it has to do with his age or not, but maybe it's a coincidence.
It feels like a weird thing, but this does feel like a big legacy for both of those guys type of season. And it's not been a good start. I'm just sick of it with Lamar. It's kind of like Anthony Edwards in the NBA. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, if you prove it, great. But I'm tired of people talking like Lamar's like the second coming of Jesus, and he like hasn't won anything big. And speaking of Jesus and blessing up in prayers, Tyreek Hill.
Oh my gosh, man!
Not a pretty picture. And this was my tinfoil hat. Was like somehow Tyreek's gonna end up back on the Kansas City Chiefs this season. And then we're gonna have a whole big run, but that doesn't look good now. And shout out Kevin Ware. I don't know how. I hope Kevin Ware's doing good. By the way, anytime I see somebody, I think of him. But that just sucks for Tyreek. Sucks for the Dolphins. Like that, it's just a mess of a situation. But
dude, that injury, it was. They showed it on that like live. You see it happen, and you see his leg just like dangling there. And at first, I thought it was his knee, and then I looked like we watched it back like 5 or 6 times, and then it looked like it was his ankle that was like messed up, and that's what it was like distorting what his leg looked like. So we were like, oh, maybe it's just an ankle injury, and then it showed him going off in the brace, in the locker. Well, first of all, he looked happy. That was weird for sure.
Was really, I mean, he was clapping. Like he was psyched. I'm gonna be real with you. I think he was so over the whole situation.
Well, I mean, you saw at the beginning, the end of last season, he said he wanted to be traded, and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to be traded. So there had to be something. Yeah, there's something going on in the back there.
It's goofy.
Yeah. But did you see when they were carting him? They were pushing him in a wheelchair in the tunnel, and there was a guy walking in front of him and holding his leg. Did you see? It wasn't like, dude, you got to have some better equipment for these guys.
Like, dude, these guys are making millions, and the NFL's worth how much $1 trillion? Crazy.
So they. On a personal note, he did what he needed to do for my bet.
Okay, that's a perfect transition. Look at you.
Right. Yeah.
These are the pros. The best bet of your entire life. Maybe the best bet you'll ever have. Hopefully not.
I hope not, but as far as bets go.
So you bet how much to win how much?
So it was $5 to win $2,030.
Not a bad profit margin.
Yeah. So he needed 40 yards receiving, and he ended his time in the game with 67, and that just kind of catapulted A-Chain's production.
Kenny rooted for Tyreek's injury confirmed.
That I wouldn't say I did that, but when he went down, I was like, well, A-Chain's going to get the ball more,
which he did.
Yeah, he did. So, but yeah, it was just going through it real quick. Fields 40 plus rushing, Tyreek Hill 40 plus receiving, A-Chain under 5 receptions, A-Chain 105 or 100.5 over rushing receiving.
And he
Brees
got how
Hall,
many?
101.
Because you had some that hit by like 1.
He got 101 yards on his last run. He fell forward and got 3 yards.
Sweating bullets.
Yes. Brees Hall, 110 plus or 110 or more rushing receiving.
And
He had 111.
Okay.
And then J.K.
Maniac.
Dobbins, 80 plus rushing yards.
Okay.
And he had
He
70.
had a day.
He had like 60 going, or no, sorry, 54 going into their last drive, and he ended with 101. They were
Okay, I
literally
thought he had a big run. Okay.
They were just feeding him for the last possession.
Jesus, he must have been sweating.
Chase Brown over 18 and a half receiving yards.
This is the crazy part. You thread the needle
But
here.
yeah, under 3.5 receptions.
Maniac shit.
And he had wow. It was nuts. And
Look at you threading the needle, baby.
Oh, incredible. But the best part was DraftKings, right after the bet came, it was like, and they're coming after whatever they can.
Oh yeah.
It comes up and he said, a big win is a big deal. Click here to fill out your tax information. I was like, oh God, here we go.
Congratulations. Pay the tax, man.
It was a big one. Yeah.
I
got to give a shout out to Chef T on Twitter, man. He was the one that got it for me.
Shout out Chef T. We might have to get him on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kenny, we did all that shit, and then at this point, are you buying the Eagles hype like I am? I don't know who beats them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Eagles, the thing about them is that they're good, and they don't have a lot of
like weaknesses.
Well, but yeah, they don't have a lot of weaknesses, but like there's not a lot of volatility there.
They are who we thought they were.
Right. Like the thing about like they're gonna get, if they get within 2 yards of anything, they're getting that 2 yards. There's nobody.
Yeah. Push and tush.
Yeah. And I mean, there's nobody that nobody can stop it. I mean, people are getting
Jalen Hurts. You're not stopping that.
No. I mean, these dudes are squatting 1,000 pounds combined. Like you're not getting, you're not doing it. But I think that with them, it's just keeping up that level of excellence that they need and being able to sustain that throughout a whole, now 2 full seasons that they're going to have to try and go back to back here. But I mean, they're a very good team. I hate them, but they're a very good team.
Mark's a Giants fan. He'll agree with you there. How big is I guess here's my question. How big is the gap between them and number 2 in your mind? Like, where's your confidence level in them getting another Super Bowl?
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like it's a pretty big gap.
It's a huge gap.
Okay,
I don't even know who number 2 is.
I agree. Okay, because I feel like they're the clear number 1.
Yeah,
and I mean, then you're just. I feel like it's like we do our tier list. It's like you have an S tier team, and then I don't even know if there's like an A tier team right now. Like I feel like there's like a gap in a whole. There's like a whole tier gap.
Well, and the weird thing is that for the longest time, since Brady was with the Patriots, I mean, the AFC was just better.
Facts by a mile. Yeah.
And now it's like the NFC North. The NFC North is one of the best divisions in football, which is like a huge swing from 5 years ago. And then you have the Eagles that are just like, nobody can stop these guys. Jalen Hurts can barely throw a football.
Steve, I was going to ask you this too. Coop and I were talking about tier 1 quarterbacks. Is Jalen Hurts a tier 1 quarterback?
I think that Jalen Hurts is a tier 1 winner.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if he's. I wouldn't put him in like a top 5-7 quarterback range.
Okay.
But like he knows what his strengths are. The coach knows what his strengths are, and he plays to those strengths. And on top of that, like defense is good. Saquon Barkley,
perfect for that team.
If you're able to get production from Saquon Barkley, there's nobody that can stop that team, because you have to respect him so much that the throws that Jalen Hurts has to make become like, 5 out of 10 throws where, you have guys like Carson Wentz with the Vikings who, if Jordan Mason isn't going off, or if Aaron Jones wasn't getting that production they needed him to get, you're having to make like level 9-10 throws just to keep a drive going. And then you end up in a situation like when they played the Falcons, where they only converted, I want to say 3 third downs the entire game, because the average length of their third down was like 9 yards.
Yeah.
Like
It's a
that's
whole different.
absurd.
You're right. Jalen Hurts is essentially playing like high school quarterback football.
Yes,
Yeah,
which
because
is.
he has
But the
Saquon in
thing
the
is,
offensive line.
like that, and that's why they're so good. Is because
Yeah,
you don't. There's just not a lot of pressure on them in really any situation because you have so much production from your running game.
and that's why they're so tough to beat.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're great on both sides of the ball. I have a random question for you. I thought of random questions as you were talking. Who you have one quarterback for one season in the NFL right now? Who you taking? You get one quarterback.
Josh Allen.
Taking Josh Allen. I think that's a pretty fair take.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
he's the
mean,
best quarterback.
I think it's. I think it's Josh Allen and then the rest.
I think that's a fair take. I have one more gripe before we start getting to picks here. What happened to the probable tag? When did they get rid of that?
I don't know.
I feel like it just went away without anyone saying anything.
So here's the thing for me is that like maybe this is just recency bias, but it feels like when you look at the injury report, there's like 40% more injuries this season than other seasons. I mean, it's insane. We were going through
Yeah, you
before
were just like,
we're
yeah.
trying
You
to look
literally, I
at
remember you clicked on a page and 3 seconds later, here, holy shit.
yeah, like they got people talking about Brock Bowers, Brock Purdy, Pearsall, Juwan Jennings.
It's a mess.
Yeah, I mean Tyreek Hill, like I mean, just from the Vikings, you got JJ McCarthy's out, Andrew Van Ginkel's out, 3 of their offensive linemen, one of them being the center. Like there's just a lot of injuries, and maybe I'm noticing it more because the Vikings are so affected by it.
Yeah.
But like I'm sure maybe last year Detroit fans were like, man, there's just a lot of injuries this year when they had 3/4 of their defense was hurt.
Yeah. No, it does feel like it's changed a lot. It's like the Achilles epidemic in the NBA. It does feel like it's changed a lot.
And I wonder too, like how much and obviously the extra game, you're only going into week 5. So who knows if that affects it at all from the previous year of having an extra game, but like, it doesn't seem like teams are taking the preseason, like having their starters playing preseason as much.
Yeah.
There's one less game. Just like how much that affects it. Like you're not really going to know the numbers on those things until you have a bigger sample size. And we're only a couple years into it. So
I agree. And it could be just like a season in, season out wear and tear effect too.
Right.
Not to mention we're dragging teams out to Europe every freaking week.
Yeah, the Vikings are out there. And I also think that it's a pretty big advantage. The Vikings are playing there 2 weeks in a row.
Oh wow, that is a big advantage.
You're playing Steelers in Ireland, and then you got the Browns in London, and the Browns, because I think the league actually controls when you can go out. Like they can't just get on a plane right after the game and go. I think that I want to say they're getting there on Wednesday, something like that.
You want as much time as humanly possible.
Yeah, I mean that time change.
Is insane.
I did it twice a year for 9 years. That first couple of days, you are finished. So like what I'm wondering is if they keep them on the same time. Like because the game technically no, it's 9 a.m. there. I don't know. They have to, I'm sure that there's a lot smarter people than me that are making sure that they keep
I doubt that very much.
Well, there might be 2 or 3.
Yeah, a couple. Not many.
Right.
But it is a mess, dude. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm an American exclusionist. This is our shit. Okay. Right, yeah. They can come watch our shit. We're not going on their time. That said, I don't hate waking up to football.
No, it is nice. I
wouldn't want my team playing at 9 a.m.
No, but here's the thing. Jaylen Warren going down or getting scratched from the Steelers at 7:30 in the morning for fantasy owners. Dude, like I was awake and I didn't even see it. Like I had him in our guillotine league, and luckily I didn't need him to stay alive.
Still sucks.
But you're losing out on a whole starter. Like that's
imagine if it was like exactly, like Bijan Robinson or something.
Right. So I mean
pissed.
that's the only part about it, because you're most of the time it's like 10 a.m. you get the scratches, or 11, whatever it is, you get the scratches and you have a good idea. But that was the late scratch.
Yeah.
For that, and then I'm sitting there with the guillotine app, like, come on.
Yeah, and that app is like from like 1999.
We need to get the app creator on here.
We're not fans of making enemies around here, but the Guillotine League app fucking sucks. I hate you, and give me $200. But
not good.
But the format's fantastic.
Yes.
The format's fantastic. Okay, so we are heading into picks, Kenny. This is your first week of picks.
Yeah.
Last week we went over picks. In the pick'em games, I call it pick'em. If you pick a team and I pick a different team, I went 6-0 versus Mark. Not to brag.
Okay.
Not to brag. So going into this week, Ken, There was a quote from Cam Ward where he goes, "I ain't gonna lie, we're ass."
Yeah, right.
So if a team is certified ass, I put an A next to their name, like
Okay.
the Browns and the Panthers. Like I just put a little A. They're ass. So I will
Yeah.
give them the ass designator if we get there. Might not be worth picking. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Ken, we're picking straight up here. So we've got Thursday night football, 49ers without Brock Purdy at the Rams.
The Rams.
I'm going to take the Rams too. We're on the same page there. Okay.
I mean, the Niners have more than just Purdy out.
Yeah, they're a
Pearsall's
mess.
out. John Jennings is out. I mean, the Rams are. I think they have a couple scratches, but nothing.
I feel like
crazy.
that one I could see going. I could see the Niners making it interesting, but I'm picking the Rams too. Sunday in London, we've got Vikings Browns. I think I know who you're picking here.
I will literally never not pick the Vikings. I don't care if they're playing. I don't care. Vikings.
And the Browns have the ass tag next to them, so we're in agreement on this one as well. Okay, the 1:00 games: Texans at Ravens without Lamar.
Give me the Texans.
I agree. Giants at Saints, who are ass.
Give me the Giants.
You got to ride the exciting whites. On
You have to.
One. Broncos at Eagles. You going off the beaten path here?
No, I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think if it was in Denver, you could make a case. But...
Okay, no question. Yeah, the Eagles are too damn good at home. Cowboys at Jets. This one's kind of interesting.
Cowboys.
I'm going to take the Jets.
Okay.
All right, so we got one.
Yeah, the Cowboys are. I mean, the Jets are. Oof. Good.
Both of those. That game's going to be fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
You're a sick fuck if you're watching only Cowboys Jets.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're a sick, disgusting human being.
Absolutely.
All right, we got Raiders at Colts. I think this one's kind of interesting.
Colts.
Okay, I agree. Dolphins at Panthers, who are ass.
Dolphins without Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Jalen Waddles. Their
Fins aren't necessarily
WR1.
good, but I wouldn't call them certified cheeks either.
No.
Are you taking the Panthers?
This is a tough one, man.
You
I'm
just
going
went five
Panthers.
for
I'm
two,
going
man.
Panthers.
You're
I'm
going
going
with it?
Panthers.
Let's go. All right, we got two of them. I'm taking the Fins. Darren Waller looks good. I'm here for it. Waller's healthy. Bucks at Seahawks. This one's pretty interesting.
Well, if Bucky Irving's not playing, which we don't know yet, that's a toughie.
Yeah. I know who I'm taking.
I'm going to ride with Sam Darnold.
Hey, we got another one. I'm taking the Bucks, baby. I like it. I'm a big Baker guy.
I love Baker Mayfield.
Baker's fucking fantastic.
I think home field advantage is such a huge deal. It's a 4:00 game. I'm going to go with Seattle.
I think it's fair take. All right, Titans at Cardinals. Titans got the ass designator. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you can't do that one. Commanders at Chargers. Chargers, I agree. Justin Herbert bounce back game. Jackson Dart putting Madison Beer on his Instagram story. That's a cold move. It's a cold move, pal. I like his style though. Patriots at Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah, you can't go off that one. And we got Chiefs at Jags.
I am going.
Don't say it. Are you a demon?
I am going to take the Jags.
He's a demon.
Yeah.
All right, we got 4 games here, Ken. I like that. I'm taking the Chiefs. That's a pretty good pick'em.
Yeah, why not?
That's a pretty good week 1 pick'em. Kenny, how do
I need to place a 6 or a 14 leg parlay.
Let me know what it is.
No, that's what I'm telling. We got to go through it real quick.
I'm riding the hot hand.
Yeah, let me put that together real quick. So I went Rams, Vikings, Colts, Philly, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Miami, Cardinals, Seahawks. Oh, we didn't do Detroit Bengals, did we?
No, we did not. You're right.
I got Detroit there.
What time do they play?
4:00 Sunday.
Okay, I just missed them.
Then I got Chargers. Man, that's insane. I took no, I didn't. I took the Jags. That's the only underdog that I took.
Damn.
Oh, there we go.
With who, the Jags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed
Are they a big
that.
underdog?
No,
No, I didn't think so.
3 points.
That's
I
not
mean,
too bad.
it's not small, but it's not huge.
Not nothing either. Yeah, for sure. That's interesting, brother. Yeah, you can't pick the Bengals. You are. I think now the Bengals have the ass tag.
Yeah.
I think they've officially earned it.
You just got to do what you got to do.
How did it feel talking pigskin with me, man?
Dude, I love like football, especially NFL football. I'm in for it. I'll be back.
I'm not a big college football guy. It's
College
cool.
football is different, but the problem for me with college football is like, you look at I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, so like you look at Notre Dame and like their chances of getting to the playoff are like
Yeah.
so small,
Brutal.
especially with Alabama beating Georgia. Like that just like shrinks the amount of teams that they can be in front of, because Alabama is going to stay ahead of them. It's like it's just their resume. I don't know if they have enough left on their schedule to keep it going, but we'll see.
Yeah, but it was interesting talking football with you, big fella.
Yes,
If you
sir.
like what you heard, come listen to us talk about Xavier and other Big East teams.
Yeah, the Roll Blob podcast, baby.
Yeah, the Italian podcast of basketball. Happy Italian Heritage Month, by the way, Ken. Ken, you got something to tell the fellas? We might as well do it around here too.
Dude, what, stay blobbing?
Yeah.